Hello, welcome back. Much shorter video for you today. Nope, shut up, stop laughing, stop that. No, this will be a shorter video because I don't have any fiddly little gears and everything to muck around with. I'm just basically bolting stuff to stuff. Much quicker. Today we're starting on the chassis and the, well, here's the battery mounting system. So we're going to mount the servo up here, the battery. Now, here's the thing, this battery tray is awfully small. It's not an enormous size. I want to fit a 3-cell, so that's going to be interesting. Okay. However, let's we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. First things first is we need the battery strap. Right. Here we are. And yeah, just let me think. That way, yep, that way. Simple, elegant solution, a battery strap. And you just basically secure the battery like that. Fine. Now we got the loud kids outside. Now we have these 3x8mm round head wrench bolts. 3x8mm round head wrench bolts. That's them. How many do we need? 4 of. Okay. Well, that didn't work. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And well, maybe I should do these first. Okay. So that's for these. That's to mount. Okay. So the servo ones go down. Do they go down through? Oh, I see. That's what. Right. Fine. So we need to get this part here, and we bolt that part to the battery tray. These bolts don't go through that. They go beside it. It's a bit of a misleading there, but they go. Well, we'll see. I'm not entirely sure if that one wants to go through that piece or not, but let's get this piece. 60078. This is the battery tray, etc. part. That's this. Part number 2. Yep. Obviously, big burr, obviously. So this has got to set that way. I would well, 618s go up through. Oh, it's that way. Right, it's that way around. That's why it's wrong. Okay, that makes more sense. That sits much nicer. Okay, so that one goes up through there. Yes, it does. Somebody outside, I think. Hear a car kicking around. Wonder who that could be. Wonder I'm going to get a visitor. No, I can't get a visitor. What am I thinking? We're in lockdown. Up through there. Yep, yep. Oh, there's a bow to it. I didn't notice that. There's a bow to it. Okay. There'll be a reason for it. There always is a reason for it. I'm really worried about how small this battery. I know my 3-cell can sit on its side, but you know, it's not great for keeping the centre of gravity down, is it? Right. Now the third one has to go. Well, we need to get this piece first. Number 3 from the same parts tree, I imagine. Yep. That's that. Oh, I see, that's this. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. What that does is it's got a slot, you see that? Rather than a hole, it's got a slot, so you can slide it back and forward a little bit to accommodate slightly different servo sizes. Fine, So this sits there, and then the bolt goes in through the top, through the slot, and into the hole below. Fine. And then you slide that back and forward. That's alright. Okay. Don't know how tight I should make it right now before the servo's in. Snug enough. Maybe back it off so I can slide it until the servo's in it. Right. The last of those bolts holds the servo horn on to the servo. Now, I think first of all we've got to do this. The ball stud and the M3 nut onto the servo horn, but we need to find out which servo horn fits this servo first of all. So where are the servo horns? These are these here. Let's see. Now recommend 25 toothed one first of all. So we'll try the 25 toothed one. Fits perfectly. Okay. Now I've already centered this servo. I had to connect up the electronics, and it pained me to cut off the XT60 connector from the ESC because it was so neatly on there, and it's a really good quality connector. It's much better than the Deans I actually use on all my stuff. Deans are good, but XT60s are better. But I don't have. I thought I had an adapter. I got an adapter to charge an XT60 battery, but I don't have an adapter to let an XT60 plugged speed controller run a Dean's plugged LiPo. So I have no choice. I had to cut it off and resolder Dean's on it. It pained me greatly. But anyway, the point is this is now centered, and according to that you've got to have the servo horn straight out from this side here. So we'll do that. Have it like that. Straight out. Good. Well, I did say I need to put the ball stud in that in first, but I've clearly not done that. And also, there's plenty of space, so I don't really mind. Let's get this bolt in before it runs away. Oh, like that. I hope the servo's hidden. I know it's sort of chassis mounted with a panhard bar rather than near the axle, which is fine, but I hope it hides it. It's nice when a scale truck or a trail truck hides the servo out of sight. That's beefy. Right. Where be that? I'm guessing it's going to have its own wee... Well, first of all, there's the M3 nut on its own. I need the ball stud. It'll be in its own wee packet. Ah, there it is. 5.8mm ball stud. Yeah. Yeah. That could have went much worse. Fine. And then, excuse me. And then in here. Oh, it's not. Drat. That's annoying. Well, that's annoying. The ball. Oh, it's, yeah, that's fine. No problem. I was gonna. Yeah, I wasn't looking. It's got a Allen key head on the end of it. It doesn't have a hex shape. I was like, how am I supposed to tighten this properly? But that's what it is. Right, where's this M3 nut? Rah. Okay, the M3 nut goes in the servo horn. I'll show you on the camera, assuming that's still running. Yes, it is. That would be a massive problem right there. And then that way. Ah, I've got to thread it myself. This plastic isn't threaded, so I've got to tap it. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. I am doing that. I think it's already grabbed in. The nylon nut has it. No, it's pushing it upward. Stop pushing it upward and hook into it. Better. Much better. Right. Lovely. So the servo goes through there, sits like that. That's well out of the way, you're not going to see that. Good, 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 good. And I'm glad I left that sliding back and forward, because this looks like it needs adjusted a little bit. And this is where these Gmade 0020s come in. 3x12s, those are the big ones I've not used yet. There they are. Yeah, I haven't used them. And to mount them, 678 part 4. 678 part 4, that'll be these two things here then. Yes it is. Right, thread that in there. I don't see it on that camera, it's probably better on that one for this. Could be wrong. Oh wait a minute, have I made a... no I haven't, good. And this one. No, it's just an illusion, that bolt looked shorter. Right. 21.6. No, 21. I'm sure it was 21 point something, 21.3 or something. Kilos of shove. It's rated at 20, but it's actually 21 point something. It's 6 volts. And we're going to be putting 11.1. Actually, no, the BEC doesn't supply that much. It'll be 6 volts. I'll get 6 volts. If you run a what we used to do, you probably heard of this, is we used to take the power lead out of this ribbon cable, then shunt that into directly into the battery feed. So although the signal, the orders if you like, were coming from through the ESC, the power, the voltage was coming straight from the battery, bypassing the BEC that's built in. And it was a way of making cheap servos have the performance of expensive servos. I had that in my HPI Pro 4, which I used to race on carpet, and you'd be like, woot, 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 you do them all, but it doesn't, your cheap ones don't last very long doing that. But hey, it lasted as long as I raced the Pro 4 for, which wasn't very long because I got bored of the Pro 4 very quickly. Nice car, but I'm going off topic of course. Nice car, but it was a peg to set up, and if you didn't get it set up spot on, it would punish you for it. It was all twitchy and horrible, the drive. Whereas the Losse, if you didn't get the setup quite right, it was still quite drivable. It wasn't an absolute nightmare. Yeah, and finally tightening up the bit that slides, so it no longer slides. Oh, that's perfectly secure. Alright. So that's that page done already. Now, I think I'm going to have to do this. But first of all, oh, I don't want to have all the bolts sitting loose. Okay. Let's get the chassis rails. Ugh. Wow, that is quite a long chassis. I'd say the truck, I was sort of, when I first opened the box I was like, wow, this truck looks huge, but then you do the axles, which are quite meaty but they're not enormous, and you think, oh, maybe it's not that massive. Then you see this length of these chassis rails. It's not a wee RC, is it? And obviously the truck bumpers and everything will overhang that. So that's that one there, that's this one, because they have a straight bit there and then a curved bit there, so it sits like that. We need two shock mounts, because the bolt goes through the shock mount, through the rail and then into the battery tray. So I'll do one side first. Shock mounts. Where are they? Not there. Oh, the same bag that the chassis wheels were in. That makes sense. GM77 2, 4, 3, 1. So these vary. There's correct ones. They're not the same. 2, number 2. Number 2 came off very well, actually. Thank you very much. Alright. And that goes through. Ah, see, look, that's why they vary. Look, that's not. Those two mounting points aren't at the same height. They're at different heights because they mount to where the chassis is curving. Okay. And then they go that way. It goes that way. Yep. Right, let's get these GMA 5/8 0058 3x10 mils. 3x10. What are you? Flathead wrench bolts. 3x10s. 3x10s flathead wrench bolts. There they are. I'm only going to get 2 of them right now. Or none of them. Come on. Come on. Here we go. So they go through the chassis rail and into battery tray. Ah, I like that. The battery tray has a notch, like a little bit sticking up. I don't know if you can see that, which corresponds to a smaller hole on the chassis rail. These bolts look like they have a bigger head, like this one, for example. Yeah. I like well designed stuff, I really do. 678 by 10. So basically, I just need to go through. Well, I need to find out a bit first, but why is it that the stuff that bolts the rails, some of it's on this and some of it isn't? It's just weird. It's just weird. That. So as I was saying, basically I just need to go throughout this page and bolt each piece to the rails one at a time with the correct bolts. So the footage would just be me doing a lot of this, which wouldn't be perfect viewing, wouldn't be exciting. So cue the montage. Oh yes. Oh yes. Look at this. Now it looks like a chassis. Now it's beginning to resemble a chassis. Oh yes. In case you're wondering, no, I didn't just put all these components on this side and tighten them all up and then I'm trying to avoid tweaking the chassis. So like everything actually, obviously on these videos I cut out the constant tightening things up because it's boring to watch, and so it looks like I maybe do one side and then do the other side up, but I do it, you know, across diagonally on everything. And so when I put all these on, they weren't all the way tightened up, and then I put all these and then I just sort of, you know, this one, this one, this one, just, you know, back and forward. So to avoid tweaking the chassis. So that's it's all good. It fought me a bit. Some of them were struggling to line up a little bit, mostly because the gearbox and the bit in front of it don't screw in yet, because the links screw into them. So these are free floating. They've only got little post guides, and they don't sit quite happy until you screw them in. So it's, you know, it sort of fought me a little bit, but now it's all good. I mean, look at it. And the final stage for this build today, actually I need to turn the camera back on, won't I? Yeah. Yeah, the final stage, I'm not quite sure what this is all about here, because it's some sort of box. It looks like a receiver box or something, a little bit longer and thinner maybe, but it's not the receiver box, and it sort of hangs below the chassis, so I'm not sure what this is for yet. I guess we'll get some sort of idea. These are the pieces here. They're not, I mean, is it possible it acts as a sort of skid plate possibly? But then why would it be a box? Why would it be hollow inside? I'm not sure what to make of this bit actually. It could be to house some other electronics, like a BEC or a controller for something, a controller for a winch or something. I just don't know. But anyway, 3x6mm round head bolts. 3x6mm. I don't think I've used 3x6 yet, have I? Have I? Maybe I have. Oh, I have. 3x6s. 4 off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 3x8s. 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 Where are you? Round head wedge bolts. 3x6. 3x. Where are they? 3x10s. 3x10s. 3. Someone's having me on. There we go. I'm having me on. Right. I'll keep them away from them so I don't get them mixed up. 1, 2. Go away. Go over there. 3x15s. Now I definitely haven't used those. Is that these here? That's 3x18s, even bigger. 3x15s. Those are set screws. Where are they? There they are. 2 of them. Come on, you. Why do the bolts fight me all the time? Damn you, friction. Right, 1 3x8 flat head bolt. Okay. That way up. We're going to start with this one, the 3x8mm, which is the only one here that's a flat head, and that goes through the top there into this. Does this sit nice and flush anywhere, or is it just sort of... Right, no, that's misleading. That picture is misleading. That looks like, you know, you've got this bolt that comes through here, through the top of that, which is there, and it looks like it continues on through that, but it doesn't. That's a separate line. That goes through this and into what looks like that hole there on the side. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's not the same one. That literally just screws the battery tray onto a sort of additional mount for the gearbox. So we'll do that first. Okay, now how many? 4 of these. See, this is, it just, you basically just screw this like that, and then what's the purpose of this? What does this do? It's even got a gap there for letting leads out, wire out. It almost looks like it looks like it could be the receiver box. I thought the receiver box was assembled later on. Maybe it is the receiver box. I'm too curious. We'll have a look. Okay, receiver box. You can see that there. There's the receiver box. If you can see that on camera, it says that. There's the receiver, and it goes into a box which clearly branded ESC. And that goes on the side plates, and it's quite clearly not this. So this isn't a receiver. What is this for? It just says chassis. I don't. Anyway, it's a box for some sort of electronic, maybe a winch control or BEC or something. It's spare and it's there and it's good. You screw the, what's going to be top, the roof of it, but you screw that from the bottom first of all. One, 2, 3, 4, corresponding to this. Does that fit under there? Where does it fit? On top. See, that doesn't line up. Obviously plugs on. It does, it plugs on. Those are proud. So, and then there's recesses here. So it's got to fit under that bit of plastic and then plug. It's awfully tight. Aha! Gotcha! That one. It's trying to jump off again, but I'll make sure it doesn't. I don't know what this is for. I've got no idea. Wish the instructions told you. Okay, so the mystery box is the roof of it's on anyway, and then these that sits on there, but it doesn't because is that supposed to fit? It's a tiny wee lip, but it's narrow. There's a gap, sorry, but it's narrower than this lip. But I think the lip's supposed to fit in it. It does. It's supposed to fit in it. How the heck? That's supposed to be lifted. That's why this gearbox and this mount is supposed to be lifted up. I think I should slacken that one off again to let that sit up just a little bit. Give me a little bit of breathing room. Then I'll tighten it down again. There we go. Yep. The longer ones go at the back. It's taller at the back. So it's not even a skid plate because first of all it's not smooth, but it's also not central and it doesn't cover the whole width of the chassis. So it's not a skid plate. It's just a thing. The mystery thing. You know, I wonder if this is to house all the wiring and plugs etc. for the light kit. Keep them out of the way. I mean, it could be one use for it, even if it's not for that, but we'll see. That could be. Could be. It's definitely house some sort of electronic. I think I could protect the light, because the light kit that comes with this isn't just like, oh, here's some LEDs, wire them up. It has all sorts of plugs and everything with it. You plug them all together and then they go into the receiver. I wonder if you could assemble, just a thought. Now I can put this screw in properly again, which I'll need to just back out again if I'm going to put the wires, the light plugs and everything in there. But anyway, there we are. That's it. Look, I mean, what is this? What is it? Just, but anyway, it's beginning to resemble an RC. Look at it, it's massive. I've never had a proper crawler before. It's massive. It's already, I bet you it's already longer than my whole other truck. Ford Bronco. Yeah, it's longer. It's longer. It doesn't even have the shell on it yet. Oh yes. So there we are. That's it for today's video. Assembling this chassis. I like how that chassis plate still sits lower than everything else. See that? That's still the smooth bit. It's still the lowest point, so it's like a skid plate. Yeah. Oh, I'm actually more excited now than I was before, just because you look at it and go, "Ha! I forgot how big these things were." Because I remember seeing an SCX10 for the first time, and I was like, "Woof! That's a lot bigger than I thought they were." Jeez. And obviously it's the same category, so yes. Oh, Oh, this is good. Yes, this is good. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Tune back in soon for part 5? Yeah, 5. Take care of yourselves. See you later. Bye bye.